Welcome back in the place to be with the CBDC Assets Group. Today I'm joined by a good friend of mine who got into crypto with me, and I want to share his experience for some of you who might also have the same experience or questions. Could you briefly introduce yourself and share your experience in crypto?
How you doing today? My name is Eric.
Briefly describe some of your experience.
My experience in crypto. I got introduced to crypto by a gentleman at work. I was a little skeptical about what he was talking about. I did a little research. Took me a few months, maybe 4 months, to finally purchase some crypto. And ever since then, I've been just hooked. Steadily every day, hooked. Yeah, I guess you can say hooked. It's kind of addictive.
Yeah, I try to tell people there's like a 3-month learning curve that's necessary.
Yes, sir.
To truly understand what's happening with your investing. And
yeah, it took me that long just to get comfortable with hooking the bank account up to or even finding the right exchange for me.
Yeah.
Binance,
a lot of them just
Binance didn't fit.
Because for new investors, it's scary, all that information. But what sparked your interest in crypto, though?
I knew about Bitcoin. I didn't know anything else about anything else in crypto, or what they call the altcoin, other than crypto, other than Bitcoin. I didn't have a clue. So I just started researching, and it seemed like new technology. Well, the person who introduced me to it, and that's you, kind of was giving me conspiracy kind of things that I had heard, and it started seeming like it was true, some of that, as far as the financial shift, and almost biblical in a way. It was like the system was changing.
And you can see.
It's like the old system was going to change.
Yeah, the zodiac age changed too. So did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it just recently changed.
So that's what I got from that, and it was kind of scary at the same time too, because some of the stuff I'm like, wasn't ready for.
And that leads me to my next question is, I have to, well, it's a question and a statement. I have to commend you for diving in, particularly at your age, when a lot of other people might consider it a risky venture. Well, if you don't mind sharing, what age are you?
I am 54, and what made me get into it, all my other stuff was safe. I had stocks, bonds, some gold and silver. This was, for the first time, something that was kind of at the beginning that I can get into, ahead of, before it got regulated or before it takes off. So that's kind of the reason. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm kind of still in it now. Even if it doesn't work out, it's the earliest I've ever been able to invest in anything. So,
were you always interested in the concept of financial freedom, and how has that influenced your investment strategies in this market and others?
No, not always, because I grew up blue collar. I looked at it like if I worked for a company and got a pension, and I didn't know all that was not guaranteed. No. Or a company can
That's what we were
go out. Yeah, I was just taught to get a union job, make a good wage, invest a little bit, and your pension, and retire. But I'm finding out that's not enough. So I'm trying to learn and teach I got a daughter, teach my daughter how to invest in the future, and kind of check it, whatever you like. She likes certain things, K-pop, different things. Invest in some stuff kind of, so
kind of like the Wall Street
right.
Yeah, invest in Nike,
right.
Invest in Hennessy,
right.
Gucci.
I drink Pepsi, so I invest in Pepsi, so stuff like that.
So you got in about 3 years ago?
2020. I was towards the end. I was approached, and I say it took me about 4 months to just get comfortable with the whole investing in it. And I started out maybe $500 or so at a time, and I started putting a little at a time. What I did was I took my 401k money that I was putting into the company, and
God
I started
bless the
investing.
C19,
That's
dog.
right. So I started investing that, and that I started getting more returns. My returns was better in the crypto than it was in the Wall Street or the stocks I was in.
But isn't it crazy that, like, you can say that, but when somebody looks at it, the psychological impact of something under $1, it seems to just deter most people from understanding or believing how can you make that kind of return greater than your 401k off of something that doesn't have much value. For most people, that's the way they think.
I was making 50% gains on. I think I don't want to tell it all, but at one point,
no number. You ain't got to tell no numbers.
All right, but it was quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
so now in the past 3.5 years or whatever, do you consider yourself solid from the market cycles that you've experienced, and what have you learned from those cycles?
I don't know if I would say solid. I just got. I had to calm myself emotionally investing in crypto because of how it would go up and down. The market would go up one day, and then, I mean, I would make $3,000 in one day, and then the next day it was gone. So I had to get used to that, and it was exciting, but emotionally it was draining. So I had to get myself together on that.
Do you remember that day that you guys got that $10,000 bonus check?
Yes.
And I missed it by a year.
Yes.
A year or two.
Yeah.
And man, I would have been pissed, except for, like you say, that day in particular, I made $10,000 in crypto.
Right.
So I couldn't really complain about it. But I think that you're absolutely right. And I remember every step of the way with our conversations about the emotional aspect. And it's the exact same with me of learning what's real and what isn't.
Yeah, I'm a pretty calm dude, so for me to be emotional is something. So
when that money's on the line, it's different.
Well, and here's another thing I did that I don't recommend is as the stock price, the coins or the price of stocks, you can say that it's going up, I was buying.
Yeah.
Because the greed.
The FOMO.
Yeah, I was greed. The greediness. It was like, it was just going up and down. I said, well, I better buy it now and then I would buy going up. Soon as I spend my money,
what happens?
It come right back down to the ground. It's almost like a Stevie Wonder song. It's like a rocket. Went up in the sky, came down just as fast. So I had to learn to to discipline myself and not buy as they call it green candles or whatever. It was going up. I had to relax and realize that what goes up is going to come down. So just calm myself.
And I really want to reiterate that fact because I think that's one of the most important things for new investors to learn, because that's why we're doing this, for new investors and people who've already invested and are not through that 3 to 4 month learning curve of it.
Right.
Like, you can be in crypto for 2 years and never invest time into reading white papers and invest time into reading technical analysis, and most people don't.
Well, that's what they wanted me to do. Most people that would ask me, they want me to tell them what to invest in, and with some people I would even give them some money to invest.
Yeah, I've done that.
So
quite a few times.
I'm gonna give you the money. I'm gonna tell you, and you haven't learned anything.
Hold up. This is the best one. You just buy it for me.
Right.
And this is what I say. I say, man. Even my father. I said, listen, man. I like you, but if this goes to $3 million, it's gonna be some serious conversations in my head about how much I like you.
What was happening was people who trust me and think I'm a solid guy, they want me to say, invest in that.
Yeah.
And they would. But
so
then the responsibility, they can say. So
without ever doing any of their own
So
work.
a lot of people, they would come to me and say, is it a good time to invest?
Yeah.
And I'm like, No, it's going up. Try to give them the basics on not buying as it's going up. It should buy. You kind of buy low if you can, and hold it. And that was difficult. It's still difficult to talk to people about it.
You got to go through it.
Yeah,
it's the only way, and that's why I wanted to reiterate that, because everyone goes through that of making thousands of dollars and saying, "Damn, I want more." Right. It's at 70 cents. I better get it now because it's going to go to 100, or it's going to go to $1 or $2, whatever it is, and you realize that that's not what actually happens.
Yeah.
I think in those situations, the best advice I could give is take a step back and look at timelines. Yeah. And look at your investment over its lifetime. And in this market, the market's not that old, but as far as stocks, it's like, look at the lifetime performance of that investment and see where you're at. I mean, is there room to grow your return, or is it maxed out for the most part? Or what indicators, what narratives, or technical things that are happening that could...
Well, the profits are so at one time, I guess, during certain periods in the market. Some people call it a bull market or bear market. When you're making money in crypto, you're making money.
Yeah.
So it's addictive, where you start want to sell your house and put that. I'm serious. You want to sell your house and put it in crypto, and that's where they get you.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you sell your stuff and put it all in, it's kind of like at the casino. You put all your money in, and then the bottom drops, or it's a scam project. So it's just a lot of times I think you should do a lot of research on it, and most people don't want to do anything. Even when it comes to our own physical body, we don't want to do any exercise. We'd rather take a pill or get surgery. Right. So we all want the easy way, most people. So that's what I had to learn, that it took a while, but it's not easy.
I think everybody goes through it because it's just human nature. That heart rate rises when you see them grands in there, and you start thinking like, well, damn, why can't I just push it to 100 grand? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the story I tell. I don't tell you. Oh, I might have told you before, but if I would have listened to what you said, I wouldn't be working. Because what you told me is I don't know if I should tell what you think I should tell what you said, or
it's what you share. Okay, it's about what you feel.
I had a certain amount of Ethereum, and you were kind of talking about the 401k, and I had a chance to get money out of that and invest in what you were saying, but I didn't trust who you were. You're a young man. I just didn't trust you. And if I would have done that, and a lot of times I think people come in your life for a reason. You might have been there to help me get out of this.
Yeah.
Break out of the concrete business. But I didn't listen. And so I learned something though.
So that brings me to my next question. Have you experienced any major losses, and what mistakes while investing in crypto? And if so, what did you learn from them experiences?
I don't have any losses other than
I have to say, we've been pretty...
Yeah, I've been fortunate just because we haven't... I think we help each other too, just on common sense stuff. But I had one loss, and it's still not a loss. I have this place called CoinZoom, and I think I have some crypto on that particular exchange that I really haven't tried to get it off of there, but I might have some crypto on there, and I think it's Hedera Hash Grab.
H-bar, baby.
H-bar, yeah, that's what I have there. I probably got 1,000 units on there that I need to get off.
Well, yeah, I think you said something that also, I didn't ever really say or acknowledge to you. Well, I always acknowledge it to you, but I think this is good advice for new crypto investors. Is what he just said, is that we keep each other emotionally grounded. I may have learned about crypto before you, but I respect you and your knowledge just as much as you respect me. And I think that our opinions, and a lot of times, man, you know, I might call you and say, "Hey, Corey, what's going on, man? Just hold on. It's just a game. They're fucking with us, you know. Just hold strong." And yeah, and just having some reference, because your research, my research, the information you take in, you know, and the information I take in is good to bounce off of someone. It's good to have a buddy that you can share ideas with and bounce ideas off of. But like we were saying earlier, I think that for whatever reason, you and myself have a bullshit meter, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how. You know what I mean? Because I was new to the market as well, and but it's just something in my gut always told me stay away from certain influencers or certain offers that I didn't like. When the whole ETF thing happened, it's not, first of all, I me personally, I don't really find the value in an ETF. This is just my thought process, don't shoot me, but an ETF is simply a JPEG file.
Okay.
There is no, it's not on the blockchain, and that's what they don't tell you. You know what I mean? So where is the inherent value? It's the same thing as any other picture that you download offline.
Okay. Now you helped me with the NFTs.
Non-functional.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Okay.
Sorry,
NFTs.
ETF,
You
NFT.
say okay. The NFTs you helped me with because I think I wanted to invest in that, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Money.
Right.
Everybody's making money.
And I even would ask my daughter for certain things, NFTs that she liked. I was just looking to spend some money on, get involved in that, and I think you helped me with that. Because I'm an older man, older than you. You helped me with, I guess, enthusiasm in your youth, and I'm kind of a grumpy, cynical dude, so I don't trust. Well, I don't trust you, right? So I don't trust much, and that's, you helped me with being a little open to certain things, like even this, like this interview now.
We always joked because he always says, "Man, you're my financial advisor. You help me."
Yes.
And I told him, I say, "Man, this isn't. I don't get anything from helping you. He can attest to this. The reason I started the YouTube channel is not because I like the spotlight. It's not because I want to shine. I mean, of course, I'd like to make some money, but the real reason is because I am truly passionate about this, and you always push me and say, you know, show your passion." So, how do you manage the potential risks associated with investing in this volatile market?
Well, mainly I just look at it as try not to invest more than what I can lose. Just look at it that way. Make sure I pay all my bills first. Everything's paid up, and I invest the rest. I kind of look at it like people that play the lottery, anything. I take, that money in instead of gambling. Well, people say investment is a gamble, but I invest it. I get better returns than going to the casino or something like that. I go to the casino mainly to eat, and then I'll play $20 or so coming out.
And be mad that I lost that 20.
Right, but that's mainly what I do. So I just don't invest more than what I can handle, and I do that even with friends and family. If I give them anything or they need to borrow, I'm basically giving it to you because I don't want us to fall out over it. So that's how I look at it.
So what advice would you give a new investor on how to handle the emotional roller coaster that comes with the ups and downs of the crypto prices?
You basically educate yourself, because that just helps me. When anything I do, whether it's work, job, if you know it's coming, I start fasting, just change subject, and I research it. And when you fast, you get a headache. So when I start getting that stuff, it's like, oh, I got a headache. So I did the same with investing. Some of the emotional stuff, people were talking about it. You got to be careful because you'll get to where you're going to be investing too much because of greed. And then sometimes you won't take any profits because of greed. So it's just emotional, and I started seeing it. I didn't have that investing in anything else. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I owned Amazon when it was books only.
Yeah.
And I sold it. Sold. I could be rich again.
This
It's just so many. You know what? It's like
coming.
3 or 4 times that I could have been. I'm talking about. I'm okay, but I could have been completely done, just because soon as I looked, I couldn't see the full potential of Amazon. I just never imagined that it would go from books to selling dildos and groceries and everything.
If you go on the website, all the essential items are sold out. Until you restock and until you close this building, shut it down. Dildos are not essential items. Books for kids, yes, but dildos, no.
But now I can, even with crypto, I can kind of see some of the stuff, or at least trust myself that it's some technology that maybe it's not here yet, that these different companies could possibly tap into.
That's actually my next question that you led into. Thank you. You did a good job for me. You're doing my job. But I want to say one thing with that tag on to that. For me, I don't watch the price.
I don't anymore. I used to.
Because that's what gets
Right.
you emotional, because
Right.
you're worried about that number on the screen. And for me, the biggest thing is recognizing it's not about the number of the price, it's the number of coins you hold, or shares of any investment, because that determines your return, not the price of the asset, the quantity of shares that you hold. And you already got me there, so is the next question. Can you share some of your thoughts on the long-term potential of cryptocurrency and whether you view it as a sustainable investment, or are you planning to get rich quick with Dogecoin or something and get out?
No, well, lately I've learned through other YouTube or Twitter or X influencers that I look at crypto in a different way. I heard somebody say, I don't know exactly what it is. It's just some of the crypto we call currency is just like computer programs, or like MasterCard has it. Like when we swipe the card, the MasterCard has certain programs or different things it goes through to approve or whatever. And that's kind of what some of the crypto that I'm invested in, kind of what they call protocols, different protocols to access your payments and different things. So once I look at it, and it's more like computer programs instead of currency, some people actually think it's a coin. So when we say cryptocurrency, they think it's a quarter or something.
Yeah.
So it's not that. But a lot of times we're not looking at the full thing. So I had to kind of get myself to where I look at it in a different light.
I'm glad you said that, because I think that thought process of it being a coin is what fucks people up.
Yeah, they look at it actually as when they say cryptocurrency, we believe it's money, a dollar, a quarter, Bitcoin. Thought Bitcoin was going to be a big, coin I just hand to a guy, and it's computer code, they say. So I think a lot of people are stuck on that are still with the banks. I don't know. I just don't feel like my money is safe in a bank anymore. So I take my money and move it. And that's even if I put it in the hands of somebody. It just don't sit there anymore. For me. That's
the key
my
is
thing.
making it work for you.
Right. I keep it moving.
So I noticed you mentioned some other influencers. There's really only one influencer, me. But I don't even like the term influencer, man.
Well, that's the new hot thing
stupid.
to say.
Listen, man, I don't give a fuck about influencing nobody. I
Well,
just
that's
I
the
want to
term.
pull people to success, financial freedom. That's my mission. That's my everything. I will be rich from crypto investing beyond belief, but it's going to come from me helping people.
Okay.
In my opinion, the only real way to obtain financial wealth is providing service.
Yeah.
And the service that I can provide in this instance is to help people who are like myself, who know something's wrong, who know that the government's fucking them, who know that the financial system is crashing, but can't quite put their finger on what it is.
No, it's comfort. We are comfortable. I've been on the job 34 years.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. It's what I know. So I've learned here last few years, I have to take myself out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
With my health, with my finances. I can't leave it there and draw 0.5% interest anymore. So I'm taking myself out of that. That's the only thing here lately that I'm not
aren't
into.
You scared? Because at 0.5%, you're going to be rich in like 100 years.
Well, I had to learn one more thing. Your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
So even if what little money I do have, if I'm wheezing or I can't walk or I'm in the bed or can't get out, so take care of myself. This stuff is going to be here when we're gone. And I'm kind of looking at it from my daughter's standpoint. Now, I'm not really trying to buy a Lamborghini, but I kind of want it to help her where she don't have to work 34 years like I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I want her to do something positive, but not make other people rich.
Yeah, I definitely understand. So, I mean, like we said, I am the only influencer that really matters.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you stay up to date with trends and news in the crypto market? Have you found any particular sources in the community helpful?
Yeah. I'm on YouTube. I listen to you. I listen to I go on X or Twitter. I listen to it every day. I don't look at any television anymore. It's mainly YouTube, financial, stuff like that. Now I don't know if you want names.
Why not?
Okay.
I mean, they do a good job.
Some people I don't necessarily think they do a good job, but they're there every day. That's the it's DAI, Digital Asset Investor, and what Brad
Digital
Times.
Perspectives.
Yeah, Digital Perspectives. I listen to them every day because they're on every day.
Yeah.
I would listen to you more if you was on every day.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
If you was there every day, and that's basically it. Bearable Bull. I listen to everybody that's out. I'm a type like. I listen to my enemies too.
Me too.
Like
I think that's necessary.
So I was never a Rush Limbaugh fan, but I listened to him because I wanted to see where he was coming from.
Yeah.
So
I don't think people know who Rush Limbaugh is.
Right, yeah, right. But it's like I had a young lady tell me one time, and I grew up blue collar, and I always voted a certain way. And she told me, she was like, "You're more towards this way than you even think.
Yeah.
You're stable, been here doing, worked the job so long.
You check every box except
right, except for I didn't look a certain way. But she was like, you're more on this side than what you think. So I stopped
picking sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I see that now that every side is crooked.
Yeah.
So now that's something I just found in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
That
Me too.
Even though the messages are different, they go to the same shit. You got one say this. One can say, well, I'm for the people, I'm for the workers. This will say, forget the workers, but they're mainly the same thing.
It's two sides
like
of the same
control.
coin.
Yeah, it's mainly a certain way to control us. So.
Divide and control.
Right.
The Hegelian dialect.
Right.
As your boy the crypto teacher always
says.
Right. As someone who's seasoned in the game, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, I think I'm seasoned now.
What advice would you give someone over 50 who's considering investing in crypto? Give me 3 things that are the most important that you would tell them.
Mainly research. I think a lot of times it's Yeah. I don't know if people, to me, saying someone at a certain age, I think it would even be hard for them to even deal with the white paper. I mean, kind of the way I did it through YouTube and people talking about it. And then I went.
Yeah.
So I think that's, since I'm an older cat, I think that's what they will do. But it's almost like you have to kind of believe what's going on as far as the assets and stuff go. People my age are so set in our ways.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just really hard to approach them with anything new.
Outside
because
the
we're so trapped in the past.
Yeah.
It's like me talking to you as an older man. Everything you doing, I'll come and say, well, we used to do it this way. It was better that way. And that's where we get stuck as older men. And we don't never give it a chance.
And here's one of my mother who I respect highly. Her thing is, well, it's not who you listening on. You're watching on YouTube,
right?
That's not a real news source,
right? Well, I mean, I can agree with her to a certain point. Extent. And then the same way with you, I don't necessarily trust you. I do now.
You shouldn't.
But the information you gave me, I used to go check. That's where the whole problem is. You can't base it on the person, because a lot of people, where you lose people at is people don't trust you. So since they don't trust you, they're missing the opportunity because of you, because they're associating you with the crypto, the currency, everything. So you can say a particular project in crypto, they put it on you, and you didn't start that project. You just invested in it, right? So my thing is, right? So
you're
it's
telling
like,
me tanked, and you're hey, how's your
so
crypto?
So a lot of times
doing?
It's just basically about you, and that's where, as older adults, we kind of look at. It's almost like dealing with our children, I guess. We look at like we know, and I understand that, but that's where I'm saying we need to stop and look at the investment. Go on the website, research it, then look at the news. You can hear people talking about it. You got Warren Buffett and some of these old cats that are talking, saying this is trash. Some saying it's good. And then you have to make a decision, just like anything. I mean, anything is like that. You can say about a job, hey, I don't want to work for them fucking guys. I need a job. So that's just your opinion.
Your opinion isn't my reality.
Right. So it's not. So a lot of times that's where the older people seem to.
A lot of older people want to talk shit about STP.
And I'm okay with that. I'm not mad at it.
How's that STP doing? You ain't making no money yet? You ain't a millionaire yet?
It's rough. And I don't want to tell them. And I don't want to discourage anybody either, but I've done fine with it. Now, like you said, I don't want to say dollar amounts, but a lot of times I probably made more money than I've told you, just because I didn't want to make you feel bad if you didn't. But no. I'm just saying, I'm an older man. I'm saying you got a younger family and everything. So sometimes you can't do what I do, or so. A lot of times, envy is something else. If I go around telling people I got a pocket full of money, that's not always good.
When I grow up, I want to be like you. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Right. So that's all. You just have to take your time, but you have to want to check it out. Most of, like I said, my friends and family, and I've only told a few people about different crypto projects, but it's like they want me to tell them when to buy.
Yeah,
and
that's gonna take a little bit of work.
Well,
everybody wants an easy fix.
Well,
easy
my thing is, like you said, I don't want them coming back to me. It has to be something you want to do.
Yeah.
And the people who I tell this to, the things that they're interested in, I've seen them research it,
Correct.
Whatever
Same
it is.
situation.
Well, whatever
those things lead into what we're
Right.
saying, but they don't want to venture over the
Right.
fence.
So
into
if
that.
it's something that they like, whether it's car, whether it's this, that, they're all in.
Yeah.
So when it comes to me sharing stuff about crypto and investing, I can't make you. You got to want to do that because it's you're basically doing it just as I need to get some money quick.
In the words of Money Mike, you can lead a hoe to water, but you can't make her drink.
All right. Well, we can just go to the casino and throw some money, put it on the black, and walk away.
Yeah, but one thing I really want to say, I think it's kind of necessary, but it's kind of like an unwritten, unspoken truth, is that the people who I find are most interested in crypto are more of a conspiracy-minded people.
Yeah, well,
with so-called conspiracy.
Well, I'm pretty close.
99% of that shit came true. Oops.
Right. Well, that's what when I finally got exposed to it, it was stuff I didn't want to happen. I don't want the society to act the way. I don't want a World War III, but all this stuff seems to be coming, as they say, to fruition. It looks like it's coming true or coming to pass. So that's the part that kind of opened my eyes. I started seeing stuff financially, kind of what you were saying. It was starting to happen. I wasn't paying attention at that time, but I'm on it now.
And that's the whole point of crypto, is insulating yourself from the upcoming issues in the world. Because I think that, like I always say, stacking my pennies next to their millions will ultimately gain me success financially and freedom financially. But you have to do a due diligence of figuring out where their millions actually are and where their billions are.
Well, because they have people working for them all the time, and this guy is a particular guy called Kramer. What's
Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer.
Yeah.
As an adult, I would listen to him coming along.
Yeah.
And I was wondering why I wasn't making no money on none of the stuff he said. I've come to find out through you and a few other guys on YouTube that whatever this guy says, you should absolutely do the opposite of what he says. Every time. Every time.
Yeah. So that goes back to what we were saying about 50-year-old plus and traditional news sources. Right? So you say, well, damn, this is the most popular investment show, right? It's got to be good. It's on every day. He's loud. He's boisterous. He breaking things and yelling and pointing. Right. And that's refreshing to people who don't want to stare at a screen full of numbers and actually think for themselves. Right?
Yeah, and it's individual. You gotta tune it to. Fix it for you, because it's no one way for everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
The El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 So a lot of times they take that out of the situation because you got rent due, you got car note, and they're telling you things that don't apply to you. So that's the part that I think you should kind of personalize it as far as your finances go. You know what you can do. And like you say, put your pennies next to their dollars. You ain't got to do a whole lot. That's one more thing. You don't have to do that much.
No.
Just by the time you get done, putting $10, $20, that's what I like about it too.
Yeah.
Was I was able to, I said that, I was able to invest 10, 20, 100. I didn't have to come. Before I had to have like 5,000 and had to invest. I felt, before this fund would let me,
because you're not an accredited investor.
Fidelity would let me do this or that. I had to buy a certain amount, but with crypto, I was able to buy $5, $10. So it made me feel, it made me feel nice about being able to invest a small amount, and I can do it, steadier.
I had a friend, for whatever reason, who was trying to purchase on Uphold, and he was running into problems. And this guy, man, I give him so much respect because he was buying $5, $10, $20 at a time, and he has accumulated a large amount of crypto, STP.
Right, and that's how I did. I mainly did $100 at a time, but. Just $100.
Just so everybody knows, when we say STP, we're talking about XRP. It's an inside joke where some people we tried to share investment strategies with didn't act like they care, but can't even get the name right. So please disregard that. But as far as the conspiracy theory thing, I think that if you're willing to just listen to outside of the box opinions and perspectives, and I think that it's such a good skill nowadays that's not taught, and maybe it has to do with being from a certain generation, but being able to decipher through the bullshit of what people are saying. Mm-hmm. It took some time for me and you, right? And no disrespect to Digital Perspectives. I enjoy his content, but I recognize that at some point it's kind of for headlines a little bit, necessarily. I don't know his mission in life. It could be the same as mine. And, you can attest to how adamant I was that everybody participated in crypto when I first started, and that again is why I started this channel, because I would be in the grocery store, the liquor store, talking to somebody until my mouth was dry and white, and my kids and my wife are sitting outside in the car.
Oh yeah, you're better than me. I'm absolutely. I will cut you off. I'm not gonna sit and deal with somebody that's not listening.
Well, it would only be the people who would listen.
Well, I don't mean not listening, but it was like you in
the beginning,
you had a certain passion, and you went to every guy. It didn't matter how big an asshole the person was. It seemed like
I didn't go to every guy.
You didn't go to every guy.
I went to every guy that was squared up with me.
Oh, okay.
With every guy that was that I thought had the brains to listen, that I could help. No disrespect, but if it's out of some people's depth.
Yeah,
it was hell. It was out of my depth.
Right.
But all I'm trying to show is that if you take a little bit of time and effort, you can really gain some good knowledge.
The only thing I had a problem with you is that it's kind of like somebody who is religious that says Jesus is coming. Everybody want to win.
Yeah.
That's where you could never answer that.
No.
That's where they put you down, because you say, "Well, this is going to happen.
I'm gonna get rich."
You're saying this is going to happen, whether get rich or this
it didn't happen yet.
It's happening though. You can see it little.
It's not
the little pieces.
It's substantial, but they don't see it.
Okay,
because the amount of coins that we're holding, the price when we got in, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you got in around the same time. What, 17 cents on XRP?
A little lower than that. Excuse me. 17, 18. I might have bought 14, 15 cents. XLM.
Yeah, XLM I was getting at 7
8
cents. Yeah.
11. So, but I'll buy it now if I had it at 50 cents. That's
man, I see 50
I just don't have enough
They're
money.
like, XRP ain't doing shit. It dropped to 50 cents. I'm like, man, that's 2 for $1. That's
Yeah,
wholesale.
and then,
Let's get it.
And then where I started at, even if I just sold everything today, I'm ahead. I'm almost at a point where I can't lose.
We are.
I hate to say
because
that.
you've taken profits, right?
Yeah, I have.
And the profits you've taken have probably been.
And I took. Well, I'm gonna tell you who I took. I'm gonna tell you who I took profits on. Not on XLM or XRP. That I've never sold any of that.
Yeah.
I sold Cardano, Zilliqa, some stuff like that.
V-Chain. Did you ever get into V-Chain?
I finally got into V-Chain because they put it on Uphold. I could never get it off of Binance or anywhere else, but I sold stuff like that. The Graph. I never sold Auguran or anything like that. It was mainly Cardano went on a run.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Damn, it went up to $3 or something.
When Ethereum went?
I don't know. It was a while back, but it went up a couple dollars, $3 almost. That's when I.
At what price did you buy Ethereum?
I don't have any. Well, I got
because I know we came up off.
No,
Ethereum.
I sold my Ethereum. I don't remember, but it wasn't a big profit.
When did you buy? What price did you buy?
That's what I'm trying to think. I don't really remember. I think it might have been $80. Something like that.
No, because I got it at 200.
No, it had to be. I thought it was $80. I swear, or somewhere around in there. 100.
280?
No,
I don't think I remember it being over.
I thought it was $70, $80. I thought, but I don't remember buying it at 200.
Yeah,
but I have bought some up around 200 too.
Okay,
I'm talking about you said first.
Yeah,
but Ethereum was one of the first ones I bought, other than the XLM. That was like the next. But I sold it as soon as it went up quite a bit. I mean, it went up to I think I sold it when it went to 2 something.
How do you handle investment setbacks or losses? And what, I know you said you didn't have many losses. Yeah. And what factors do you consider when deciding to continue investing or to scale back in that crypto?
I consider myself sold on crypto and the technology. I haven't had too many losses other than, I say, mistakes I made with
missing a moment.
Yeah, well, kind of customing it, like putting it. I have, where I have my crypto and keeping track of this password and stuff like that. That's mainly where I have it. I'm doing better documenting, keeping my passwords, certain places, keeping them locked up good. So that's mainly where I've had issues, mainly just because I put some on this site, can't get a hold of because of the password, or I got at one time I had to contact Coinbase to get my passwords and get them straight or something like that.
Man, Uphold fucks with me every 2 months.
So I have to, that's mainly my issue, is keeping that straight.
Yeah.
Not really nothing else other than that.
Yeah.
So far.
Can you share any stories or experiences where crypto investments have positively affected your financial freedom?
Yeah, I guess I can try. It's basically, for me, the amount. I've never had an experience where in a daily or within a week I made so much money. I don't know if that's as basic as I can be.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's kind of addictive, where in one day you can make thousands of dollars just in one swoop. So that was encouraging to me, as far as
enlightened lit the flame to your candle for your financial freedom.
Right. And then I had to learn some stuff about the speculative part of it and the utility of it. So once I started learning about the utility part, now I'm kind of set.
You ain't lost sense.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
When I got away from thinking about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. Once I got away from those kind
But my friend made $50,000 off of Shiba Inu.
Well, I could have made money off of that as well. It was times where you told me things that I should have probably put $100, a few dollars in there,
and I told you things that were wrong too.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying I could have. So far, you haven't told me anything wrong. I haven't been able to, that I've bought anything, but
I think maybe I was like, stay away from Doge when maybe we should have. We should have got a little bit more than we were. I mean, I made money off it.
Well, this is what you told me.
I just was scared.
Well, you didn't tell me to get any of it, but you would say, kind of. The crypto teacher was saying it too. Kind of take a few dollars and play with it a little bit. But I had something else. I can't remember what this coin. It was called Ox. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember Ox.
I had Ox, and I made some money. Yeah, I made some money off of that. With the Ethereum and Ox, those were two. I forgot all about it. It's been a long time.
Man, we were so blessed to get in at the right time because anything we picked, we were basically going to win.
So far, it was so early.
Yeah, but now those same investments that we made aren't worth.
Well, even like the Graft and a few others, it was like
Zilliqa. I was big on Zilliqa for a while.
Man, I still got a gang of that. Yeah, I don't know. But I think that's going to be something I'm going to get rid of as soon as it gets.
I wouldn't get. I mean, if you want to take some profit on that, it's probably better than taking it from somewhere else. But I do believe, ultimately, I forget what it was.
Zilliqa was mentioned. I got those.
Zilliqa was mentioned in like a central bank.
I remember
something about.
I only seen one time with Zilliqa being mentioned, but it was
in like Federal Reserve papers or something. It was like XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Zilliqa.
They had Zilliqa. I don't know why.
I don't either. But I was like, I don't
even. And that's sad too. I don't really know what Zilliqa. I never read the white paper on Zilliqa. I don't know what made me go there with them, but the rest of now VeChain.
I read the white paper on VeChain.
I don't know why I'm high on VeChain
because what it does makes sense.
Excuse me, but looking at the China market and where they're at and
the tracking
of the products, man, I can't see that not working.
Me either.
I don't know why it's still so cheap.
Yeah,
but I see that.
Yeah,
and I hold quite a bit of that.
For me, for me, I pause when the government's involved. The backing of that is dependent on the Chinese government, and for me, it looks like they're full backing it, and it's planned to succeed. But I still pause.
Well, see, I look at the government as a good thing in a way because a lot of times they're behind it anyway in some kind of what they call some kind of way. They're always doing some shit.
And that's
the whole thing
that
about
comes into the
shadiness,
the conspiracy theory aspect.
So when I see something that, just like at one time with XRP, that's all that Bitcoin folks were talking about. It was like, the government, the banks, and
making memes.
I'm like, okay, well, if you're in this for money, who got more money than the bank?
Right.
But what sense does it make to go against the bank when you're trying to get money? And that's where I got stuck with XRP and XLM. It's like they're dealing with the people who make the money or print it or whatever.
Yeah. And conspiracy. But that this is going to be an unpopular opinion. But for me personally, actually, when we were talking before recording, I said this to you. For me personally, educating myself in blockchain and crypto technology and the protocols of each asset and the utility of each asset, I recognize that Bitcoin has no chance. And now when I say that, people say, well, it made millionaires and billionaires and all that, but it's true. And I'm not saying that you can't make money off bullshit, but it's just a gamble to me. And I'm not, in my personal opinion, I believe Bitcoin is bullshit. And anybody who's repping Bitcoin, and this is the conspiracy theory aspect, that's why it's going to be unpopular. And let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if I'm wrong, please let me know I'm wrong, and I'll be more than willing to learn. But I believe that reading the white paper of Bitcoin, it's unsustainable as its intended value, and its intended purpose, and everybody's like, well, it's a store of value. Yeah, that's a great narrative, and it fits your narrative, and it draws people to invest in it. But that's not what the white paper claimed it was. It was designed for. It was designed to be
for payments.
Correct, to cover currency payments for the world, and that's simply not possible.
I don't think so. Not from what I hear.
No, it's just the scalability of it is impossible. Not only that, it's the mining of it, which people don't talk about, how much energy that whole mining process is going to take. But that's technical. I don't want to get into it.
It's slow, so what I understand.
It's slow. It's costly. That's the main thing. If you send $1, it's going to cost you 75 cents. What sense does that make? And it times that by whatever else you're sending. You know what I mean?
Ethereum's having the same problem if they don't get. I mean, I can see if you got something that costs pennies, and you got some costs $50, some costs $1,000. What? I'm gonna go with especially
the pennies and the 50.
Yeah, the one. If XRP is gonna be the cheapest thing and it works.
Yeah. But it's concerning the price of the asset. It's not even, the way I equate it is this: like, people made millions of dollars off Bitcoin, and God bless them. And I think that you can make millions of dollars off Dogecoin, and God bless them too. But the reality of the situation is the utility and the long-term goal is completely different in each one of these assets, and you have to look at the terminology. In something like Dogecoin, for example, they're like, oh, it's a community-based project where we're trying to prove that a community can control its own finance. It's a experiment. They say that.
Well, it all is. Even the social media.
Ripple don't say that.
Yeah.
Well, no, say that.
No, that's true. But it's I think Shiba Inu and Doge is. I mean, it's right there in the paper. It's not
bullshit.
Real. Right.
It's not real. It's a joke.
It's a joke. So,
and you know what? It might actually turn into be something worthwhile that could potentially make a lot of millionaires. But I'm not going to invest my money and lose it into something that started as a joke.
Right.
I'm not joking with my finances. Right. I need something more concrete. Now, here are things that I've learned. One of the people that I got away, I started when I was suggesting to Eric that he get into crypto. I was saying that we were watching the Digital Perspectives and the DIA every day, and I appreciate all the knowledge that I learned from them. They broke it down in plain terms, but now I need more, and I think that one of the most important people for me in obtaining more, although I love him, he's kind of bland and dry, it's the blockchain backer.
I forgot about him.
I think that he does tremendous service for this community in explaining things from a technical standpoint. And once you take a look at the technicals of the investments, it's easy to step back from the emotions.
Yeah, he keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
For me.
To take that outside.
Right. Everybody else they go way up as far as getting out of hand, or I don't know if exaggerating or their excitement. He keeps it
rational.
Yeah. Just
technical.
Practical, rational, whatever, how you want to use it. It's just, that's what I like about him. Actually, I forgot all about him. Everybody else is kind of excited.
No, we can't do Erie like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Crypto Erie, yes. I think she is another essential.
She's like the mother.
Member.
She's the mother of crypto to me. Yeah. She's just real calming.
But her knowledge is so deep that
she seems to be connected to a lot of projects. As far as she helps me with, she's into everything. So if I need to know what's new,
she because her thing is that XRP is going to succeed when the developers use it, and we find ways to do it, and that's what I find ways to use it, and that's what I like and respect about her, is she's constantly finding new ways to move XRP on the XRP.
I like that she's out of this country, so she sees stuff that's happening in China, Japan, that's not happening here yet.
Correct.
And I like that fact that they're around and they're seeing things that I believe is coming to us, but I think they gotta wait and save us for last because we're kind of special. So, but that part I love about her, just being out of the state and her perspective from over there helps.
Yeah, and I had a question that I wanted to ask, but I think I got a better one. Well, not so much a question, but a comment, and I'll let you elaborate on it. About this whole conspiracy thing, I'm gonna get your thoughts on it, but for me personally, what got me into crypto was recognizing what is not being said. And just like you stated earlier with the Jim Cramers of the world, right? And I said with my mom and the news perspective of, don't get me started. She's not somebody who's going to listen to the enemy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm like, it's like, why are you listening to Blank Network? And I'm like, hold on, I want to hear everything. I want to hear, because just because this person's delivery is not the way I like, doesn't mean that they're not valid.
That there's a lot of merit to it. There's a lot of opportunity. It is a great store, and this is where you can debate. Is it a good store?
But you know how it's made. A bunch of computers figure out
But
math
there's
problems.
but the issue is if people believe that it can be an asset that can be cross-border. Right. And let's be clear, if you're in a country where you're fearful of your government, and maybe this is one of the reasons why China has banned it. Mm-hmm. If you're in a government where if you're in a country where you're fearful of your future, fearful of your government, or you're frightened that your government is devaluing its currency by too much deficits.
Like us.
I'm not going to go there.
Go the little elephant in the room here.
Yeah. You could say this is a great potential long-term store of value. And as I said, it's like digital gold. And I believe...
But you still can't buy a slice of pizza with it. Isn't that kind of odd that we're...
But you can't buy a price of pizza with palladium or gold.
No, but there you can do stuff with them. I can get stuff with... I mean, people use gold for stuff, right?
But you could buy and sell your Bitcoin, no different than gold. So it is very...
What is it? But gold is put in like...
Jewelry.
And you know, iPhones, I think there's in some electronics, there's gold.
More silver and nickel.
But you see what I'm saying? It's there are practical uses. Bitcoin, it's literally a ledger. Right?
It is a ledger, but it's an international ledger. It's cross-border. It's bigger than any government.
I agree with you. It would have blown up, I believe, in FTX, and it didn't after FTX. Let me ask you.
There's a lot of bad players in all startup things, and this was a great example. I think it's now becoming more legitimatized.
Right.
I think the advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example that we're legitimizing it. We're creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't. And you don't want me to.
I do.
Well, I can't.
All right. They're giving me the rap. Thank you.
Charlie,
You're always a good sport. You're...
Right. Their point isn't valid, so I listen to everything. A lot of it's BS, but as far as the cryptocurrency conspiracy theories, I think that it's been in motion for 30 years plus. And just too many coincidences line up in Ripple's favor. Like the fact that the chief technical officer at Ripple has the patent for, well, it expired, but had the patent for blockchain technology and peer-to-peer community.
Who had that? Schwartz?
Schwartz, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I know
89.
that.
89, he developed blockchain technology, right? Everybody says he was working with certain letter agencies, three-letter agencies, you know what I mean? And all this stuff, and it, when you step outside of your emotions and you think about what it actually means, it's deliberate. you can see that it's deliberately not spoken and it's deliberately misleading. And that's what caught my eye. The fact that it's a company called Ripple. It's not, and they deliberately use the name Ripple instead of XRP to throw people off. And one thing about the crypto conspiracy with Bitcoin is that there is no help center with Bitcoin. There is nobody to call if you lose your stuff. One other thing that people don't know is that Bitcoin, if somebody owns 50% of the network, 51%, they can cancel your transaction. And that scares me. And when somebody cancels my transaction, charges me a huge fee for it, and I don't have nowhere to complain, that's something that I'm going to stay away from. So these guys like Michael Saylor and what's the other guy? Max Kaiser.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a nut.
Yeah, they're doing their job, and their job is to advertise for Bitcoin because it makes them money, because the amount they hold, right? And their knowledge. So when you see these guys on TV talking about Bitcoin, we're not selling, we ain't selling.
Yeah! We're not selling! We're not selling! Fuck Elon! Fuck Elon!
Yeah, they're not, because, well, that's not actually true. They are. What they're going to wait to sell until they're at the top of the market. And if you listen to somebody like the blockchain backer or somebody who does technical analysis, you'll see that all of these times that they come out and scream buy Bitcoin is at the top of the market.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, I can't say it's them, but a whole lot of people sell.
We're going to sell on them.
Yeah.
I know I am. I hate to say it. I hate to kill your narrative, but that's what's going to happen.
What?
When the rest of the sheep finally figure out about
that rug.
SDP and XLN, I'm going to sell mine to them.
Yeah. Well,
and they're going to give me their money.
Yes.
I hate to say that, but we're not much different than that.
No, but you have to recognize the play at hand.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's what it is. And as far as like people that don't know, like Ripple has never lost money. In fact, they're quadrupling their money every year. And there's no other cryptocurrency short of XLM.
Yeah,
that's XLM that are talking to countries and governments for decades. These people are teaching governments how to build crypto networks, blockchain networks, and infrastructure, and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything about that in America. The fact that Ripple has built the plumbing that every single digital transaction is going to go through for payments. So for me, things like that, and the fact that the Treasury of the Federal Reserve, Rosie Rios, left her job where she was designing the dollar bill in your pocket to go design Ripple's strategy and company and their currency. So if you doubt what I'm saying, like he said, don't trust me. I just want to share information so people can go look. And one thing that I think everybody here should do, I'm not giving investment advice. I'm just sharing my story. Our stories. But one thing I think people should do is definitely go to the Ripple website and read their mission statement. Read the bios of the employees and shareholders, and I think it'll be eye-opening. And once you start, you can't stop.
Yes, sir. You don't have much time left playing around.
No. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And Eric, I really want to appreciate you.
No problem, sir.
For coming in. E. Diddy,
yes,
as I like to call you. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you, man.
All right, no problem. No problem.
I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Let me know what you think, and we can do it again. See you on the next one.